Hey guys, it's BlockThief.
Hey guys, it's BlockThief. My name is George BlockThief.
Hello everyone, my name is George BlockThief.
Hello everyone, my name is George BlockThief.
And welcome. Welcome back everybody. Hello and welcome back to another video. Hello and welcome back to another video.
Hello and welcome back to another video. Today, BlockThief turns 10 years old. Over 530 videos and live streams have brought us here. It's been a long journey, but I'm glad to have reached this point. How did we get here? Let's go all the way back to the start, in September of 2012. I made my first stop-motion video titled Green Ninja vs. Lord Garmadon. Now back then, I didn't know how to make stop-motion videos, so I took videos instead of photos. My dad did all the editing on Adobe Premiere Elements, and I can confidently say that I wouldn't have gotten my start without him. I got my first copyright claim and worried that I would have some dramatic restriction on the video or the channel, but I quickly learned that it really didn't work like that. Did I get any views? Bang! Over 3,500 views. Success from the start. Now, I did get to work with a friend of mine from school on further stop-motion videos, and this time we did take photos instead of videos. We were going to be called Short Stories Productions, but it really didn't go as well as we had wanted it to. Our first video, called Pop Trouble, was released in March 2013, and it wasn't super professional if I'm being honest. A few months later, in May, I made my first LEGO review. Now look at that bowl cut, and look at that tooth gap. Look how empty that wall is, and what a transition. He's way too professional. Short Stories Productions developed another video called Rescue, released in April 2014. It's the oldest video on the channel, and if you scroll down enough, you can find it there. Around this time, I started to think about regularly creating videos, including Minecraft Let's Plays. Now, I didn't have my own microphone or any recording software, so I borrowed my friend's Camtasia license and his microphone. There are 9 secret videos which I made in 2014 which will never see the light of day unless you comment and beg for them. It's worth noting that most of the videos that I'll be mentioning in this video are still up on the channel and you can watch them at any time. This is my earliest memory of the name BlockThief. It was supposed to be the banner art on the top of the channel page, but I just never uploaded it. It wasn't even the right dimensions and I don't think I used a ruler at all. Despite the low standards at the time, this has been my most precious memory of where it all began. From day one, I wanted BlockThief to be a Minecraft-focused YouTube channel, but that didn't happen for a while. In August 2015, I started reviewing my entire LEGO inventory, or at least the sets that were still assembled. A few months later, I set up the camcorder to record the TV, where I did my best to commentate as I played Need for Speed Rivals on the PS4. The Guild of Thieves was the name and collective identity I decided to give my subscribers, but it only lasted a few months before I realized it was a bit cringe. I had no idea about editing softwares at the time and I didn't have the Camtasia license anymore, so I just defaulted to using Windows Live Movie Maker. Next, I bought a Bandicam license so I could properly record gaming videos. In a three-pronged approach to gaining views, I started an Age of Empires 3 series, a Trackmania series, and a Minecraft series, but only the Minecraft series survived, no pun intended. My thought process was that I should have as much content as possible on the channel so a viewer could watch my videos for hours on end. And so with that thought process, I released a new video every few days without putting much effort into each one. All of them were over 20 minutes long. No one would want to watch mediocre gameplay for that long, let alone at all. As the channel grew, so did my commitment to it as well. My focus started to shift from school to YouTube. As I generated more content, my academic performance in turn faltered. At the end of 2015, I finally got my first PC, and in May 2016, I reached 50 subscribers. At the end of my first year, I had 180 videos uploaded and under 100 subscribers. 2/3 of my watch time was from my subscribers, not from new viewers. You don't need me to tell you that that's not a good ratio at all. I needed to go viral. There were more Minecraft and Battlefront videos in year 2, along with the dreaded bike videos in October. Those 2 bike videos are 2 of my lowest points on YouTube. But on October 4th, 2016, I cooked up my most popular video ever. Now has almost 42,000 views. In year 2 alone, it gained over 17,000 views. Now, I suspect that it gained popularity due to the new season of Doctor Who, which premiered in April 2017. I don't think I'll ever know for sure why it blew up the way it did. It has done very well, considering that it starts off with me getting distracted.
Okay, so let's do this fast. K9, get out of here. Get out, K9.
2 weeks later, I uploaded Dalek Mod Showcase number 2, which also did quite well, and it now stands at over 7,000 views. Aside from these two heavy hitters, we had classics like Videos, wow, what a thumbnail, and Battlefront Week. And who can forget Battlefront Week is starting Monday? It was clear that Battlefront had taken priority over Minecraft, but none of the Battlefront videos were doing very well at all. The first stream started in January 2017, but they died out by July. By the end of year 2, I started using a pirated copy of Sony Vegas Pro to edit instead of just the baseline Windows Live Movie Maker. You want statistics? Statistically, year 2 was the most successful year in the channel's history. Over 23,000 views, over 1,300 watch hours, 115 new subscribers, and fewer than half the videos released in year 1. But did the channel really grow because of all those videos? Nuh-uh. Only 2 videos alone drove that growth, and no video has come close to the numbers that Dalek Mod Showcase number 1 has put up. These days though, it barely gets any views, totaling under 50 in the last year. As for year 2, it was a big jump from year 1. With Battlefront 2 on the horizon, I completely shifted my focus to the beta of the new Battlefront 2. I had an awful experience recording with OBS for the first time, but I finally abandoned Bandicam and moved to this free open source software that still holds up today. My PC just wasn't optimized at all for running BF2 and recording with OBS at the same time. Once I managed to get OBS to work, the novelty of BF2 had faded because of the microtransactions controversy. Aside from BF2, the LEGO Star Wars 3 videos have done quite well over time, and one of them was the first to pass 1,000 views since the Dalek Mod Showcases. I did make some Fortnite videos as well, and those were not very good. As if it were prophetic though, I started playing Project Cars. It would eventually come back after 2 years. There was also this video. No, you'll never be able to watch it and you can keep dreaming. I'm not particularly proud of my content in year 3 since it had some of the most monotonous commentary you can find on YouTube. On top of that, I barely edited my videos. From start to finish, no cuts, no changes, nothing to keep the viewer engaged, aside from my slightly above average gameplay. Allow me to philosophize for a moment. At the end of year 3, I had gained 225 subscribers and I had uploaded over 300 videos. Those were still awful returns. I can confidently say that at least 95% of all those videos were just made with minimal effort. They existed to increase the catalog, not grow the channel. I wanted to be known as the guy who has a YouTube channel, but I didn't consider the alternative, the guy who experienced success on YouTube. My motivation was self-fulfillment, and I wasn't doing much to achieve that after 3 years. Of course, self-fulfillment could never be found through YouTube, but that was my drive. At this point, it wasn't a hobby or a passion, it was the primary objective. Battlefront 2 content continued in year 4, and I finally started editing more. Content became visibly slower, dropping to 1 video per week. I did upgrade my PC in March 2019, which was just in time for me to experience some self-inflicted personal struggles, which lasted for over a year. Commentary became even more lethargic, and I started to consider quitting YouTube altogether. If you look closely, you'll notice that at this point, it was hard to spot me smiling. What saved me from quitting though was a newfound desire to play Minecraft after 2 years of avoiding it. While the vibe wasn't super exciting, I gained a newfound enjoyment for YouTube. While year 4 was statistically weak, the end of it signaled a resurgence to the channel. I discovered that I could make better content, and I improved at making better content. Minecraft was the key to it all. and I could now develop a love for making YouTube videos instead of making them just because. I kept up with Minecraft Skywars until the start of December 2019, before releasing the final Battlefront 2 video in February 2020. At this point, I was inspired by Deoxide, a creator with dense editing and very engaging content. I went back to Project Cars and tried to produce videos under 10 minutes, which could engage a viewer better than the average Skywars video could. Now, of course, they weren't as engaging as Deoxide's videos, but I did have fun making them. I had much more time to make videos once the lockdown started in March 2020. Forza Horizon 4 became typical on the channel, pushing Project Cars to the side. I started making topical videos, not just Let's Plays. Content shifted towards my new yet old 2001 Logitech racing wheel, and those were my first steps towards sim racing. In terms of numbers, year 5 just wasn't great. University was getting tough, and I was transferring university programs to another institution entirely. There was a lot on my mind, but my focus had shifted from numbers to enjoyment. Finally, after 5 years, I had discovered the real purpose of YouTube. It was never about making it big like I thought it was when I started. It was about doing what you love, and others who love what you do will join you. How to get Flight Simulator 2020 for free, 100% legal, no torrent. This was one of my favorite videos. It was excellent clickbait, just as Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 had released. The idea is forever credited to my friend Admiral Boforce. Check out his channel in the description. I discovered that the physics engine of Automobilista, yet another racing sim, had an unknown speed limit. There was one video on YouTube of someone driving at over 11,000 kilometers per hour in R-Factor, another sim that used the same physics engine as Automobilista. That was the breakthrough that I needed, so I began working on the next video. October 2020 brought about the first video in the Automobilista Speed of Sound series. This was arguably the highest effort I put in over multiple months. Every few weeks there was a new video demonstrating my newest creation. Each iteration had a new top speed, and little by little I climbed to Mach 10, where I broke the speed record. This is one of my proudest achievements on YouTube. After this, I left modding altogether and moved to Assetto Corsa to make a new time trial series called the Tahoe Hill Climb Hot Lap. It didn't last very long, but I enjoyed making those videos too. In May 2021, taking inspiration from various YouTubers, I produced a more analytical video comparing the Porsche 919 Evo and a 2021 F1 car around a street circuit in Barcelona. It became evident that the video essay style was something that brought even more satisfaction to me than videos in a consistent series would. I produced a small handful of these videos, but they were produced with quality in mind. It was refreshing to see that for the first time, people wanted to watch my videos. It only took 6 years and a lot of life lessons to get to that point. This was the first quiet year. There was no series, there was no consistency, just a video once or twice a month at most. I did find a secondhand VR headset, which gave the channel a small boost in attention. I broke my own record in the modded Toyota Supra, this time driving at over 15,000 kilometers per hour. After February 2022, my focus shifted completely away from YouTube for the first time in 7 years. Another video arrived in May, and nothing else appeared. What a drop, honestly, going from 180 videos in year 1 to 9 in year 7. It's not that I lost my passion for YouTube, it's just that I ran out of ideas that I wanted to put into practice. You'll notice that the passion was reinvigorated because I started smiling again after a few years of showing no happiness on camera. Once again, I considered shutting BlockThief down for good, but the conclusion was that eventually I would want to upload even more videos, and rebooting the channel wouldn't be a smooth process. Those thoughts have appeared again in the last few years, but the conclusion has been the same. I don't stand to gain anything by shutting it down and starting it back up again. I want it to be a place where I can express myself and show people what I'm doing in my spare time. I mean, here we are, and that's exactly how I'm using it now. By this point, YouTube had fully become a background focus. I was going through multiple changes in life circumstances, which took away from most of my time and my energy. After transferring university programs once again and returning to the university that I had started at, I had a newfound sense of confidence and courage. I decided to execute my first base modification and work tirelessly on the video that accompanied it. It's one of the best videos that I've ever made, and it has the views to back that up. It's almost the most liked video on the channel as well, nearly passing the Titanic Dalek Mod Showcase #1. People wanted to see what I could do, and I was putting in the effort to deliver on that desire. It's surprising to think that with over 500 videos and streams uploaded, there was only one video uploaded in year 9. That video was produced with even more focus and quality than ever before. For years, I wanted a green screen, and I finally got one. I really did use it effectively. I finally shifted from Vegas to DaVinci Resolve for editing, and it has served me well since then. The last 2 videos have contributed over 60% of all views in year 9. Clearly, the internet wants more DIY-based content, but don't expect anything anytime soon. I had double the amount of views in year 9 that I did in the year before, and only one video to account for it. My vision from year 1 was finally complete. There was enough of a back catalog of interesting videos that an interested viewer could scour the channel for something he liked. It was the most successful year since year 3, and I had done nothing to encourage the growth other than make content with quality in mind rather than quantity. The last year on YouTube has been pleasant. I only made one video in December, keeping up my long tradition of uploading a Christmas special. Views were over 50% higher than the previous year, and about half of those views can be attributed to my beloved Flight Simulator video from August 2020. Since November 2024, it has averaged almost 30 views per day, mostly due to the release of Flight Simulator 2024, which released that same month. It became the second video to cross 10,000 views in July, and its growth has not stopped. After 10 years of BlockThief, I can only offer gratitude to you, the viewer. I know it's a bit cheesy to say that, but it's true. Without your viewership, I wouldn't be able to give you all these reports and statistics. I can finally go back to my 13-year-old self and tell him that he made it big on YouTube. I couldn't imagine that I would make not one, but 2 videos that garnered over 10,000 views. It's a satisfying achievement to make it to 10 years on YouTube without quitting once. BlockThief has always been my long-term project, which I hope I can continue for many years to come. So thank you, viewers. Ultimately, all glory goes to God for where He has brought me through the struggles and joys of life. I couldn't have endured those 10 years of BlockThief without His strength and motivation to keep me going. Hopefully you all liked this video. If you did, leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below if you do so desire. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.